Welcome to Saturday Night Lights with Rob and Ethan.
Hello.
This week's all about the Superstar Shakeup, really. That's probably the biggest thing that's been really happening in the
Super Shake Star Up.
Super Shake Star Up. That's probably the biggest thing that's been happening recently. I think they've done this every year for maybe... They've done it a lot, haven't they? Is it like the last sort of 10 years they've done it? It's just been called different things.
I
preferred it when it was like a draft.
Done it. Yeah, they've always done it. I like to like the random. Obviously, it's not random, but they do like the old... Like a, how do I describe it? Like a lottery or like a roulette almost on the screen.
Like a draw, isn't it? Almost.
They just randomise all the superstars and stop on one person, and that'll be the person that's going to move.
They did that thing once, didn't they, where they drafted John Cena and then right at the end of the night they drafted him back.
I love that. That's amazing. That's one of the most shithouse things to ever do to a crowd. It's hilarious.
There's a few. I think there's a few that were obvious that I thought we knew probably would happen.
Yeah,
we've got the list here, so we'll go through the guys that have moved over to Raw first. So AJ Styles has moved over to Raw. Mm-hmm. I think that was something we maybe expected. Now Rollins is the champion and of the Universal Champion, and obviously Brock's not there for a bit.
No,
it probably makes sense to get AJ Styles over there to have some good quality matches with him, maybe.
Yeah,
a good title run.
Really, I'm not too worried about that. I like him on, obviously. I don't know. It's a weird one.
Well, I think that they've had matches together. I'm sure they might have done. Can't remember one. Styles and Rollins. I can't remember any off the top of my head, but they must have done.
Yeah, I think they have.
Maybe I've done, but I think that.
Wait, AJ got drafted.
Yeah, AJ got drafted to Raw, didn't he? He came out as the third person to tag with.
Oh yeah, he did
with Rollins and Roman Reigns.
Just totally blanked that out of mind. Yeah, no, I think it'll be fine, won't it? They're always. I'm sure they've wrestled each other at some point.
Probably will have done.
Might have done it in the Indies, actually.
Maybe.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
The Miz moved over as well. He's been on Raw probably the last sort of 2 years. He's been over there. He was IC champion and did a good job of it before he then moved back over to SmackDown. I think he brought the title with him. I think he did.
Remember.
I think he brought the title with him, and then obviously the US title switched back across to the other show. But yeah, I think he's a good addition. I think both sort of shows have probably done quite well, really. I think they've made them maybe a bit more even.
They have and they haven't. I mean, the women's roster on SmackDown's now unbelievable, and Raw's just got nobody.
Well, yeah,
left,
Raw's
really.
Just not where it is anymore. Raw seems to be just falling by the wayside when it comes to women's division.
Yeah.
Ricochet and Aleister Black kind of got their call-ups kind of confirmed as they will be on Raw.
Yeah.
They've been doing both shows.
They've been wrestling every
quite heavily, haven't they? So
loads of them.
Yeah,
that's fine. I'm not too worried about that.
One thing that we predicted a few weeks ago, Andrade moving to Raw.
Yeah,
and going with Zelina Vega, which is pretty good. I think this could be the start of his maybe a bit of a push for him because he beat Finn Balor in a non-title match for
he did.
The IC title. Well, non-title match. Balor being the IC champion,
mm-hmm.
but it was a really good match actually.
Yeah,
really good.
I think it could be the.
I like the use of Zelina. She kind of interferes really cleverly.
She's really good.
But
yeah, it could be the start of something big for him. I hope it is anyway. So
they seem to have kind of brought over they've made the sort of universal title picture a little bit more spread out. For a long time, it was just sort of Brock, Roman, maybe Braun.
Yeah.
Now it's
well, it's a lot easier now, isn't it? To have
there's a lot more depth of it.
Wrestle,
yeah, so you've got like Andrade, Rollins. Even the Miz, and Styles obviously as well.
Yeah, that's the one issue with Brock being as like a monster is that there's only a few guys that you could kayfabe wise put him against. Otherwise, just be like squash matches. Whereas Rollins is still really good, but it's a lot easier to work with a lot of different guys.
He's the right size for other people to have a good match with.
It's a good change, I think. I'm happy with it.
Rey Mysterio also appeared on Raw. I was a bit more of a surprise. I thought he would. I thought his SmackDown run would probably last maybe a year, and then maybe that'd be it for him. I didn't think he'd be. Maybe the case he's just splitting his time and moving over to Raw. But I didn't expect him to go over sort of quite so soon after him sort of coming back, really.
Yeah, it seemed like a bit of a quick jump. Because when I think SmackDown, when I think Rey Mysterio, I think SmackDown. But again, I was thinking about this the other day because I don't dislike the Superstar Shakeups or the drafts, whatever they are, but I don't really watch one show over the other because of certain wrestlers there.
No, and this was a point that Tom made when AJ Styles had his match. He said, people new to AJ this is the kind of offense he has. And I'm like, people who watch Raw will watch SmackDown
as well.
It's not like a different company where you just, you know, I won't watch it. It's not like they're on at the same time and you have to choose.
No, not at all. I've never, again, like I said, I never thought, I'm going to watch Raw because I like Seth Rollins. I'm not going to watch SmackDown anymore. Just watch them. Why would you not? They're on the 2 days or a day after each other.
Yeah, on the same channel for now.
They're the exact same company.
Yeah.
With the exact same guys that you see at the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
They meld them all together.
Yeah.
Why? I don't really see the point in it. I get it. I get why they do it, but why would you? I don't know. It's just a weird one. I don't know. I don't know why they try and, like you said, like I don't know why they push it like it's you've never watched SmackDown if you watch Raw and you never watched Raw.
I get it. Obviously, you know they're two different shows and they've got two different complete things going on. That's fine.
Totally
but
fine.
I don't get why you would.
But they try and do it like it's a big thing. Like when I see because Vince tweeted, didn't he, saying the biggest. What was the word? Like he's the
biggest announcement or biggest acquisition that SmackDown has ever had. Yeah.
So it was Roman.
Yeah.
Which again, fine with, but is it? I mean, it doesn't really matter where they are. They're still wrestling for the same company. They're still getting paid the same amount they were before.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a weird one. I think they try and push it as something it's not. I think they should just be like, they should look at it as an option for people to wrestle other newer people that never wrestled before.
Yeah.
They should do it like that in the way that. I don't even like book it like, I don't know, backstage interviews with like AJ saying, I want to wrestle Rollins, like I want to wrestle these guys and I can't, and then be like, okay, fine, we'll maybe look at moving you over. Yeah,
like a transfer request almost.
Like a transfer request.
Yeah.
Like,
they've done similar stuff before. They've done that where they've like, I've been and I've spoken to me and, you know, I remember they did a thing with like Daniel Bryan when he was not sort of in the ring and stuff and he was GM for SmackDown and he did this thing of, I've had a chat with Kurt and we're going to move you over. And yeah, that kind of makes sense when you do it as like a transfer between like that. But you wouldn't, I don't know, you wouldn't just decide, I'm not watching that because the guy I like is on Raw.
Yeah.
You just were probably watching it because you're a fan of wrestling, really.
Yeah. I mean, there probably is some like little kids who
maybe
love Roman Reigns. So you just watch SmackDown because they don't really care about anybody else.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to watch both of them anyway.
Probably.
Like, why does it really matter where they are?
EC3 kind of finally signed as officially for Raw almost, and then just got squashed by Braun Strowman.
I think he's done something somewhere. I think he's upset somebody. I think he's upset. So he's got the look. He's good. He's all right on the mic. He's
a good performer.
He's an all right wrestler. He's huge. Like you'd think that Vince would just.
You think he'd love that look, wouldn't you?
All over.
Yeah.
But he just keeps getting crushed and squashed, and he's just not doing anything. And I wonder if he's pissed somebody off.
Maybe he's got a bit of backstage heat or something, and this is how they're punishing him for a little bit. See how he handles it. See how you handle getting squashed by Braun every week.
Yeah,
it's a bit like the game. Like they did that on the 2K game for a little bit. There's like a storyline, like maybe in last year's, where you kind of get signed and you got signed up to. Like, you got drafted to Raw, and then you have to kind of have these matches where you have to lose to like Braun Strowman and stuff like that.
I played it, yeah.
And then like, there's a bit where you can go and complain about it, and they're like, "Oh, fine, right, where are you going to go?" It's like it is
legit. Yeah, it's like they've made it like it's a legitimate thing.
Yeah.
I played a bit of it, and then I gave up with it because it got like weird. Like I was in like Bray Wyatt's like garden somewhere.
Yeah,
it's like in another dimension. And I was like,
it is a bit strange.
What am I doing? So I just stopped playing it.
Yeah,
but no, it's true. Like in the bit when you wrestle Braun.
Yeah,
and he asks you like what match you want.
Yeah,
and then you choose what match you want, and then he's like, you don't get to choose. I'm choosing. Like
yeah,
he's
well,
like,
you asked me for that.
Yeah, why did you give me these options?
Yeah.
I wonder. I was looking at it. I was wondering like if you choose like it's a steel cage match that you end up wrestling, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if you chose steel cage, would it then be a different thing that you end up wrestling? Oh, is steel cage not an option on the list?
I don't think it is.
That's it. No matter what you do,
I think it's whatever you get. Yeah, it's whatever you get. He then goes, nope,
not happening.
You're having that.
It's literally like that. It's like that in real life. Like, EC3's just fucked up.
He's done something.
Told somebody the wrong thing. I think he does come across like a bit of a prick though.
Yeah,
like an entitled dickhead.
That's his gimmick, though, isn't it?
But he might be
it's
a bit,
like
9 times out of 10. It's like you turned up to 100, isn't it? It's like what it's like in his real life.
Maybe
like come into Vince's office and said, "Do you know who I am?" And he's gone, "I don't give a fuck who you are. You're gonna get squashed by Braun every week now for the next 5 years."
Cedric Alexander got sort of promoted from 205 Live to the main roster.
I don't like this whole like promotion thing. They're looking at that. I think they're using 205 as like a developmental brand.
Unless he's like we said last week, he's gone over 205 And now he's got to be on the main roster.
That's what it should be.
Yeah.
They should have done a thing where he's sat in the dressing room and they're like, right, weekly 205 weigh-ins, boys. And he jumps on the scales and they're like, oh dear. And he's like, what's up? You're 207, pal. I'm not. I've been eating well this week.
We're going to have to put you on main card of Raw. Oh, all right.
He's just like gutted. No, like,
It just cuts to like Jack Gallagher eating as much Mackies as he can.
It's like, what is it called? As wolfing down with the chicken.
I didn't know that's what I had to do.
Yeah, it's not all it is. Simple as that. Shit. No, that'd be hilarious. Should have done it. Should have like, get him on some scales, like taking his pants off, like putting curtain above him. Nah, you're 206, mate. You're 206. We can't let you wrestle.
Trying to put weight on.
Can't let you wrestle. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Why did they do that?
There's a few sort of... Well, Lacey Evans is also kind of... Now she's been...
Oh, fuck Lacey
appearing
Evans.
everywhere.
I just hate her. Just hate the cat. Not as like a heel. Like, I'm not like, oh, she's a good heel. I just actually hate her.
I think she does her gimmick pretty well, though.
Does she? What gimmick? What is the gimmick?
She's just kind of like this pin-up Southern Belle kind of thing, isn't she?
So why does she come out and then leave every 5 seconds for the past 8 years?
But like she had that match on Raw against Natalia, and like won, pinned her, and then did the like dabbing her forehead with a handkerchief afterwards and everything. I'm like, she does the gimmick pretty well.
That's fine, do that.
And she's not a bad wrestler. She does. I think she's a bit clumsy.
What was the reason for why she kept doing that thing where she'd come out and
I don't
leave?
know.
Why
I don't
not?
know.
You've got to explain that. You can't do that for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
Even at fucking Mania,
There's no payoff to it, really.
What was the reason for it?
Yeah.
I mean, her like because she didn't even like ever look disgusted. She'd just walk out and then turn around and walk off.
Yeah.
It weren't even like her coming out and going, I'm not wrestling in front of you, like you dickhead.
Yeah.
And going back. Like,
But
she
the
just
thing
walked
is,
out and I'm like, no.
she did that at Mania where she came out and then went back and then looked back as if it's like, I'm too good for this.
Yeah.
I'm going to make my debut in Montreal.
Yeah. Like, what are you
On
fucking...
an episode of Raw.
Like, what are you talking about, love?
Like, you could have used that one, the biggest night of your life.
And again, it goes back to that fucking kayfabe mentality where do you just walk through Gorilla and there's just nobody looking at you? Like, nobody goes, whoa, what?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Don't worry about what I'm doing. You can't. We're live. You can't go out
Play
there.
my music.
Yeah, play it. Play my music.
What are you going to do? Nothing.
Why would we play your music? Because I'm gonna go out. You're not booked.
There's no match on.
I don't care. Play our fucking music. And then she just walked like, why?
Yeah.
Why does it have, like we were saying like Rumble when fucking Becky Lynch came out? Like, are they all just incompetent backstage to the point where they just don't understand that anything that's going on? Like, what was
just a free for
like,
all?
in kayfabe reasons, she's walked on that corridor and gone, "You play my fucking music," and he's gone.
It's just some guy reading a paper.
Yeah, he's like
just presses play.
Like, all right, just presses play. Then she just wanders out, and then she comes back and they go, "Yeah, that was good, that Lacey. Why did you do that?" Fuck you, that's why. And then just wanders off. Like, why did he do it?
Crazy.
But at least, like I said, just give a fucking payoff to it. That's why I hate her. I think that's the reason that I hate her, is that she kept doing that, and there was no reason.
There's no
for
real
her doing
payoff.
it.
I mean, she's kind of
obviously she did it to Becky Lynch, didn't she?
She's
And then
landed
she,
herself
turned
in
around
like a
and
title
clocked.
picture now.
Yeah.
With her.
She like clocked Becky Lynch, didn't she?
Yeah,
Which is like,
yeah. And then she did it the night after on SmackDown.
Yeah, which is fair enough, but there was just why is she doing what she's doing?
Yeah.
I don't understand her.
Strange. Naomi's been transferred over. Weird, kind of like formed a tag team with Bayley, which kind of puts more of that speculation on Sasha Banks.
Well, she's left, hasn't she? Not left the company, but she's been given some time off.
They've given her some time off, haven't they?
Which again is all a fucking work. There's no.
Yeah, it's fine. There's how many photos of them were there afterwards with them and the Iconics all smiling, and then one of them afterwards when the main event was on and they're all watching. I'm like,
but I don't. There must be some.
There's no smoke
truth.
without fire.
Yeah, there must
There's
be
got
some
to be
truth to some of the rumours.
Yeah.
So there was that tweet out saying they were on the floor in the locker room after the match had finished, then outside
in
the
the
hotels.
Yeah,
it's like it might not have happened, but there must be some like truth to it.
Something must have kicked off. Well, if you're the champion or something and you're the first one and you've only been champion for a month or two, you probably would be disappointed. They're like, we're going to take that off you now.
It's not real.
No, I know, but I think that they probably thought you're the ones who are, you're the ones who are the stars at the minute, so we're going to put this on you. But then again, there's only like one legitimate tag team really in that whole division anyway, which is the Iconics, who are the champions. So it's like, well, they should be champions because they're an actual tag team.
Makes actual sense that
they've had
won.
a few sort of singles matches in NXT, but they've never come over and been a part on the main roster or anything like that.
You don't make any. I don't know why they put the titles on them in the first place. To be honest with you,
no.
It would have made sense. I said it on the Elimination Chamber podcast that we did, where they hit that like Banks hit the backstabber into the belly to belly. I was like, that makes all the sense in the world. It's a brutal finisher.
Yeah.
And then she kicked out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it was a bit of a fuck up because she didn't get in time to make the break the pin.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, use that and finish matches. Fair enough. It makes it at least look like you've been training somewhere.
You've
to
been
wrestle as a
working
tag
together.
team.
Yeah.
Normally, it's just like they come out and hit their finisher, and the other person just hits their finisher.
Yeah.
Totally separate. Like, I don't get it.
I don't like the whole sort of one entrance after the other, like separate music
I
kind of
texted
thing.
Mania saying, like, if you've got separate entrances, then you're not really a tag team, are you? You shouldn't really winning. You shouldn't be like winning belts at this point. I just don't understand it. Like, yeah, if you're gonna be a tag team, at least make some moves up and like use them.
Yeah,
as
have some
a
double
finish.
moves.
Like
together.
Generico and Steen, like back in the day, they weren't really a tag team. Well, they were and they weren't. But they had moves where you could tell they did like practiced and tag, like when you tag out and like you'd like do a double team.
Yeah.
Like their finish was the best in the world. Like it was Steen's package pile driver, and then he'd like lay back and roll them over and throw them into a brainbuster by Generico.
Right. Okay.
And it'd just decimate everybody. And I'm like, yeah, that makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
Like that works.
Working
but
together.
When you hit a fucking bank statement and then tag Bailey and then she hits belly to belly, it's like, well, why are you doing? Like, what are you doing that for? I don't know. Just don't get it.
Sort of saying on the tag team thing, Usos moved across. Probably a good move for them. I think they'll do quite well on Raw. I like the Usos. I think they're really good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
They were kind of a mainstay of SmackDown for quite some time.
A long time.
So yeah, pretty.
Who's who dropped the belts to?
Hardys.
When?
The week before Mania, I think it was. Oh, was it at Mania? No, I'm sure. Yeah, they're not tag team champions anymore. It's the Hardy Boys now.
When did the Hardy Boys win the tag team titles? It weren't at Mania.
No, it might have been the week before.
The Hardys weren't champions at Mania.
I'm sure they were. How sure?
I'm
sure they were. I'm definitely sure they were.
I do not remember the Hardys coming out with them tag titles in them.
Definitely did. They did because Matt's doing this whole sort of throwback thing of all his different kind of gimmicks, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely. They'd won them previous to Mania because they were part of that 4 thingy match, weren't they?
Yeah.
That 4-corner tag team match that the Usos were in, and then
I had no idea that the Usos weren't champions anymore.
The other one is Eric Young has
China.
been drafted to Raw, but on his own.
Yeah.
Fucking
stupid, isn't it?
I quite like Sanity. They had really good potential, and they've just completely disregarded.
Well, they was never used, were they? They never did anything.
No.
They never actually had any matches, really. They didn't really wrestle at all.
No.
Never like any like promos, any vignettes or anything like that. They just weren't.
I think they did like a coming soon kind of thing.
I don't even remember.
When they kind of first got teased, like they kind of did with Lacey Evans and all that lot, coming soon and all that kind of stuff.
I don't remember. It's obviously a year ago now, isn't it? And when it's when you're watching 8 hours a week of wrestling, you normally like a few things phase your mind.
Yeah.
I don't even remember them. Did they ever have a match? I don't think they got brought. They called up.
They've done some stuff, but it's all been very like almost dark match stuff. They did something recently, didn't they, where they had all 3 of them out doing one match with someone.
Yeah. Did you see that picture that somebody posted of it's like an empty arena. It must have been from like a promo package somewhere. It's an empty arena and Seth stood in like the middle of like the seats. It just says Seth when he gets to Raw next week. It's just like it's just an empty arena. There's like nobody's around him. It's true. They moved so many people to SmackDown, but again, because they're going to Fox, it makes obviously all the sense in the world that they want a really strong roster. That's the reason why they took Roman Reigns there.
Hardys won the tag teams, the SmackDown after Mania.
After Mania. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
I'll let you off.
It's all one big weekend.
It's all one big week, isn't it, man?
It's just literally been a big week.
It would a big week.
So tag teams, the last tag team to kind of get drafted to Raw was War Raiders, and this awful gimmick name change that they've been through, had to have done. Their new names as well. They're not Hanson and Rowe anymore. It's Ivor and Eric and Ivor.
Yes.
The Viking Experience.
I would say I text you like I stayed up to watch Raw.
Yeah. Because it's normally pretty good to see who gets called up.
Right, but I was just like, do you know when you're just so annoyed that you just start laughing? You just like start finding it funny because if you didn't laugh, you'd cry. Like I don't even know what time it was. We were like 3 o'clock in the morning. 3.
Yeah.
I've been up all day, and I'm watching that. And then he brought them out, and I was like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
Like,
Because they still chant war
doing?
when they come. It's the same music, and they chant war.
And I was like, what? I was like, what's that? And then it was like the fucking video package looked like the guys that make the graphics had been given 30 minutes to like throw something together because they'd just changed the name. And I just started giggling. And I'm like, this is just fucking, what a shit name. Like, even Mick Foley tweeted saying, like, this is just not, why is this just an awful idea? Like, what are you doing? It's just such a terrible idea.
So it's not
the Viking experience.
It's not so much like the Viking bit, fair enough, because they are, and the last takeovers they've done, they've had that entrance.
Like, I don't mind that.
It's just the experience bit. Why couldn't they just be called Viking Raiders or something? That would make more sense.
The Viking Raiders, yeah. I mean, fuck me, War Machine were a fucking unbelievable name.
Yeah.
And I get that it's maybe
I get they can't use it, and
Marvel
I get that
and stuff, but
yeah, and I get that probably the kind of thinking mainstream wise, you can't really have war in your name on the main roster. So okay, fair enough. But
we would say that though.
But like, what's wrong with just Viking Raiders
or the Vikings? Anything but the Viking experience would have been better.
It sounds like I don't even know what it sounds like.
It sounds like a fucking ride at Thorpe Park.
Yeah.
Like, why would you?
I did see the tweet from Jorvik Viking Centre in York.
That was very funny.
Saying we came in this morning to a full inbox.
Yeah.
You can come here and have a true Viking experience.
That was
I did like that.
That was good.
But I just thought like I don't know, you've like killed.
But then
them.
again, it's that mentality that you can't say out, otherwise you're just gonna get fucked. Like, if that were me and Vince is like, we're gonna call you the Viking experience, I mean, like, I'd rather shit my hands and clap Vince than be called the Viking experience.
I can imagine the sort of inward sigh that they both did.
Yeah, they're like,
do you know what I mean?
They're like, Vince has stood there, he's like, okay guys, it'll be a good call up. You're now the Viking experience. Like, oh yeah, that's really good, that Vince. Yeah, wicked, nice one.
I can imagine a bit of like a David Brent kind of reaction.
Yeah, it's like looks at the camera.
Yeah, where they're like, you're now the Viking experience, and he just goes, oh, for
yeah. It was like I saw somebody tweet that night, and again it was making me laugh. It made me feel a bit better. But somebody had put like, "Please welcome the Viking experience," in like quotes, and the video from the In-Betweeners of Will, and he's like, "Well, that was fucking dreadful." Just like, so funny. It's just like, what?
It's such a shame because they're
like,
so good.
They're so good, and it's like, and it's not going to kill the runner or anything like that.
No,
it wouldn't do it. It wouldn't amount to harm.
It just makes it like,
it just makes them sound cheap and tacky, doesn't it? Yeah. I was like, they just keep doing it like that. The fucking stupid creaky noise that they put on Aleister Black's entrance.
What's this other thing? I've not heard this other thing for Ricochet's entrance.
It's like,
but
pew, 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 like gun
like
bullets,
when his
like
lasers are going
like
off.
gun bullets ricocheting off something.
Oh,
because
God.
he's called Ricochet. Rob, do you get it? It's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that?
That
it
creaking
doesn't make any
thing
sense.
for Aleister Black's. They didn't do it at Takeover.
No, they didn't.
They didn't do that noise at Takeover, but they did it the week before when he was on Raw.
That's because Triple H got back hold of it and were like, just go back to a version 1.
Yeah.
Version 1 theme, not version 2.
Oh, I've lost his new theme music. You have to use the old one.
They sent me on Dropbox, but now I've not got it anymore. Yeah, no, that thing, the fucking Ricochet bullets, because he's called Ricochet. Like, they just keep putting their own. It's like, it's not good enough. Like, NXT wasn't good enough for them, and now they have to do something a little bit different.
I saw a really good tweet the other day, and I think I sent it to you two, where someone just put Triple H creates, Vince kills. And that's literally what's happened.
It's just like Tom Texter said he couldn't put it better. Like,
if Triple H had any hair, he'd be pulling it out.
Yeah. I'd grow it back just to pull it out. Like,
pull my beard out instead.
Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, Tom Texton said, Vince cannot handle it if he didn't come up with the idea.
It's not his idea.
It's not his idea, then he hates it.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it only takes like a little thing for him to change. But as long as he's had an input on it, then he's fine with it. But he's just like, why do you have to get involved?
You don't have to mess with it.
You ain't got to mess with it. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. I get, like, performance in the ring aside, like, that's sort of one thing, but it was working, and that name and that gimmick or whatever it is that they had was fine, and that's the reason you called them up to the main roster.
Yeah, because that got them over.
Because that whole package was there, and the crowd chanting war at them, that was what was successful for them that got them up.
And now if you're new to him,
what are the crowd going to chant to Viking experience?
Well, exactly, but if they carry on chanting war, and you don't watch NXT, and you just watch SmackDown or Raw, you'd be like, what the fuck
why are they chanting war at
them for?
Who were these?
Like, what's going on? Like, I get it. Like, War Machine was mint, and it was obviously like the chant was like, War Machine. That was mint.
Yeah.
Fair enough, you got to get rid of that. So War just works fine on its own. What are you going to do now? Viking.
They probably will. They probably will do that.
What else could? Well, let's try and think of some chants that we could. What could you fit into the Viking experience?
The other thing is, it's too many syllables.
Yeah. Viking experience. Yeah, it's 6 syllables.
6 syllables.
Quite a lot in it for
it's
a chant.
For a chant.
What else could you have? I guess you could try and take Walk with Elias, like take his Seven Nation Army thing.
But then that's like
Viking experience.
But then you still have to rush the last bit.
Experience, yeah, you got to like fit it into the chant. It just doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, it's just frustrating. But it's one of them things that you have to. Well, if we want to see him on the main roster, we have to fucking put up with this.
You've got to know when to hold him, know when to fold him. Haven't you,
that's
really?
exactly
That's
it.
the trouble.
Exactly it. Let's move over to SmackDown then.
Which is basically where everybody's gone. Somebody tweet again. I keep referencing tweets. I've got one on my phone, but somebody tweeted saying it was just a tweet saying the Raw brand in one photo and 2 photos.
Yeah.
And the first photo is Becky, Sammy, and Rollins, and then the second photo is the Usos, Naomi, and Andrade, and that's just the 2 photos.
Yeah.
Like when you think about it, and the Miz, obviously, the Miz not in it because he got announced afterwards. But it's like that is literally the Raw brand.
Yeah.
Like they just took everybody and were like, right, we'll forget about you for a bit because we've got to push this new show. It's just like they'll have to carry that show on their backs. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it is.
There's nobody left.
Tough. So Finn Balor's moved over.
Yep.
With the IC title. We did sort of question like, well, what's happening with the US one then? Because they've not announced it for that. But then there's something's come out today that they're going to be probably moving Samoa Joe back to Raw.
Yeah, which is I always associate the IC with being like blue, like the blue title.
I always see the way for me. I always think of it as the
Raw
title.
The United States title. I just always think Raw. So I'm kind of glad that they've switched them back over again. I don't know why it's just in my head that's just like what it is, but
yeah.
But again, I'm not going to watch SmackDown because the IC title's there.
No,
I wouldn't stop watching Raw because I've now moved the IC title over to SmackDown.
Yeah.
It don't really matter.
Some of the women's divisions moved over. Mickey James has moved over to SmackDown.
Almost all the women's roster has moved over.
Yeah, so Bayley's moved over there now and declared as being a singles competitor.
Yep.
Ember Moon is over there.
Yep.
Kairi Sane has moved over there to join Asuka as a tag team.
Did you see that whole thing with Mickey James trying to start that Tuesday Night MILF thing? What the fuck's that all about?
Do you know what that stands for?
Are you alright, Mickey? And I mean, I get that she's probably a bit of a freak.
Why?
I don't know. It's like throwing a hot dog down an hallway. I feel like I don't know. She's been around block, I reckon.
I don't know. But
but like,
Nick Aldis is a big man. I don't know.
Yeah, she definitely knows what it means.
She must know what it means.
It's
She's
like,
not daft, is she?
You also realise that it's a children's TV show.
You're not on Fox yet, love.
And I like loads of people like tweeting saying like this has to happen. This has got to happen. And I'm like, it can't happen.
Can't.
What are they going to do? How should she come out? Like introduced to the ring from wherever she's from.
The Tuesday Night
MILF. Mickey James. Like, you can't do that.
Oh, crazy.
You can't do that.
Apollo Crews has moved over.
Little kids at crap. What's MILF mean, Dad? Don't worry, son. Don't worry.
Yeah, another one you can't really take serious with her.
No, you can't.
So Apollo Crews has moved over as well.
Yep.
I think Titus O'Neil's doing a lot more of his work outside with his charity stuff, so
yeah,
he's not featuring as much anymore. So that whole kind of Titus Worldwide brand thing.
Did you also see that he fell over in like Cena Titus O'Neil when he tried to save Bret Hart? The ring fought back again. He fought back again. Like he tries to jump under the bottom rope and like slingshots himself on the bottom rope. He's just like he can't get it right. Bless him.
Clumsy.
He just can't get in a ring. Like say it's his job. He's just not very good at it.
Maybe that's why he's just doing the charity stuff.
Yeah, it's like
instead.
fuck that. I fell over too many times.
Yeah,
I
can't be dealing with it. Lars Sullivan's now on SmackDown, but he did appear on Raw.
He attacked Kurt Angle, didn't he?
Yeah.
But then Kurt Angle's retired.
But then he was on Raw again on Monday.
Oh, was he?
Because he came.
I didn't watch Raw last week.
He came out on Raw.
Wait,
and then
Monday night?
Monday night. He came
When
out on
was
Raw
he
again.
I'd never even.
And then he came back out on SmackDown, and now they're announcing him as he's a SmackDown competitor.
I made a brew at one point.
He might have been there. He attacked R-Truth. The crowd still aren't getting behind him. They're still.
I don't remember seeing that. It were a blur though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the crowd will get behind him because he's not that good. He's not a really good wrestler. I don't think. He's got his size on his side, and that's pretty much it.
What would have been perfect for him, I think, is to bring him up and have him be an absolute monster, which he is, when Brock was still sort of firmly around.
It's not even that, I don't think.
That would make more sense, though.
It would.
I mean, I think that was the plan, but obviously
gimmick.
he had issues and he just...
He needs a gimmick.
But
he comes out in his red trunks.
Yeah.
Like, put him in like a fucking like...
boiler suit or something.
Like something mad. Just make him look like a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
Like, he just comes out in his little red singlet, these little red Speedos. I'm like, what, why?
Yeah.
Like, you're meant to be this mad, fucking huge guy.
It doesn't make sense.
No,
it doesn't make sense.
Don't like it. Chad Gable's moved to the SmackDown.
Yeah, so I guess that's the end of Bobby Roode and Chad Gable as a tag team as well. So he's moved back to SmackDown.
They split loads of people up, aren't they, when you think about it?
Unless they're planning on bringing Jason Jordan back to SmackDown and getting them two back together again and doing like an American Alpha thing again, that might make more sense. But
maybe.
Why you could have just done that on Raw. It don't make any difference. It don't
Why
really
does it have
matter
to?
what show you're on.
Why does it have to?
Because they've also brought Heavy Machinery over from Raw and put them on SmackDown.
Right, okay.
And I don't really know what Heavy Machinery ever really did on Raw anyway after being called up.
Yeah.
Because they got called up the same time as EC3 and Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
And they've not really done anything apart from a few little gimmick spots with him doing the worm in the ring, and that's about it.
I do think he's hilarious, though.
Oh, he's brilliant. His look is fantastic.
Like, he's so funny in what he does.
Yeah.
And it's like, I bet he's a good wrestler as well. Like, if they gave him the opportunity
he's
to,
legit
to
strong as well.
to, like, bulldoze and be a mad
yeah.
guy, I think he's funny. I think they need to do something with him.
Yeah.
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 Good
I'm trying to think what
good
that
answer.
could be. Like, yeah. They probably could have a good tag team title run, I think, as a bit of a, like, big lads undefeated, kind of thing, maybe. But it depends how they book them. They'll probably book them awfully.
Yeah, of course they will.
But,
mate, what forget we're talking about sometimes.
Buddy Murphy's now on SmackDown after losing his 205 Live title. Maybe that's another one where, you're 208 now, buddy.
Got a bit fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did some comfort eating after he lost his title.
Yeah.
They should have done it like.
Did you see
after Mania finished? Like he's like in a hotel corridor, like running towards like an open a door. He's just sat with like Mackies and like KFC. And he's like, "Go away, get out, shut the door." And he's just like, then he's like too fat to wrestle for 205.
Did you see that video from backstage at Mania that Velveteen Dream was filming?
No.
He was kind of filming himself on his phone, and Buddy Murphy walks past like literally after his match, and he's like sweating. He's just walking back to the locker room, and he kind of does a little peace sign and thumbs up to the camera, and then Dream in 100% like character mode just went, "Oh, where's your title?" Like,
brilliant.
I'm like, now I think of it, I'm like, oh, is that planting a little seed there for maybe some kind of feud? Maybe that seems too long term booking that, to be honest.
It won't even be that, mate. Fucking Dream will just thought, I'm a estimate.
Yeah, I'm gonna live my gimmick and do something. Liv Morgan has moved over to SmackDown, so I guess that's the end of Riot Squad.
Yep. They split so many people up. Like,
crazy.
So many tag teams are just gone now.
Yeah.
It's just weird, isn't it? Like, what are they going to do?
I don't mind Liv Morgan, but I don't think she's the strongest of the three.
She's good.
That they've got.
She's got the best look of all three of them. I think, anyway, personally.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know.
She's got the most appeal for, like, kids and that.
Possibly. Because she's
like
a bit
little,
sort of...
like, like pigtails and blue tongue and...
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think she's the most... Yeah, the most suited for him. I don't know. I just feel I'm just worried about Raw.
They need to get Sarah Logan paired up with Viking Experience in some way, maybe.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
I was thinking after last night. I didn't watch it last night because I just couldn't bring myself to stay up again. But I was like, felt quite bad for Tom because obviously all that Tom's been asking for is a tag division, like a strong tag like league.
And they've just disbanded them
they've
all.
just literally just got rid of all of them. And I'm
Like
just
they've
like,
heard him.
Oh, yeah, it's like
I'll show you.
What do you want, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. But again, it's like
You can have Andrade on Raw, or you can have a strong tag. You can't have both.
Can't have both. Not how it works.
And Andrade's got the flare dust on him at the minute, so...
Yeah, he has. Yeah, the flare.
But now they've split them two up. So because she's still on SmackDown. She had a match on SmackDown against Carmella last night.
Right.
So she's still on there.
They'll be travelling separate then, won't they?
Yeah.
Bit unlucky, that, isn't it?
Just as they've started.
I bet Charlotte gets drafted to Raw.
Maybe. Do you think it'll carry it on? Because I know they've only advertised it for these two shows, but...
Well, they will when it goes to Fox, because I assume they'll have different schedules.
Yeah, true.
I assume they'll run different... Cause obviously they did, when the brand split first happened, like the house shows were SmackDown and Raw house shows, they weren't just WWE house shows anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like they were wrestling because they've been completely different schedules.
They still are that now a little bit, aren't they? I know it was probably a year and a half ago, the one we went to, but that was like a SmackDown sort of branded.
They are
live show.
Yeah,
and the Raw one was all in Europe and stuff, and SmackDown was in England.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I mean. So like around the world, the tours were completely separate. So they weren't traveling with each other. Like I think they were still. I think, to be fair, even like the Monday night / Tuesday SmackDown, they were filmed in different arenas, like around the world. So like the house shows were just 2 separate rosters.
Yeah, they were doing them in different places.
It's not like it used to be where it'd be SmackDown and Raw filmed in the same place 2 nights over, and then the house shows would be just WWE, and they'd just wrestle all different kind of Raw and SmackDown. So now
they've both been in the same place the last 2 nights.
Yeah,
they've both been in Montreal, and for a while they've been.
They normally do that now, but like I said, back in the day, and again, like back in the old days of when like Heyman was writing SmackDown and stuff, they were totally different rosters and they wrestled different places.
I think that's been the case up until maybe 6-7 months ago.
Probably
they were in different places.
When the brand split first was a thing, that's when it started. That's when they started splitting them all up. But I don't know. Yeah, I assume maybe they'll just carry that on and just they'll fly across the country separately and not see each other.
Possibly.
Anymore.
So later in the night, Vince came out with his big sort of announcement of his acquisition. I don't think Elias interrupted him, and Elias came out, and then Roman Reigns.
Wasn't Elias like the big acquisition?
Yeah.
Or like it was pretending to be, then Roman
the one, and then Roman came out, and I think like because Roman Superman punched him, and then Superman punched Vince.
Why did he do that for?
Well, on the show, Vince was like getting, winding the crowd up, saying it's great to be back in Montreal and I love it here, nice. And after all this stuff. So I think they were playing on that. And there's sort of 2 sides of it really. They've either sort of done it to get a real pop from the crowd.
Did it get a pop?
It did, yeah.
Why
to get
did
some
it get
kind
a pop?
of. Well, this is the thing.
He's an old man.
Did they do it because it's Vince and Vince screwed Brett in Montreal, and obviously the whole Montreal screwjob thing?
I suppose.
The way I look at it is, The Rock couldn't put Roman over. Cena couldn't put Roman over. Has Vince put him over by him Superman punching him in Montreal?
So he did it before, did he? Superman punched him ages ago on Raw. Vince was like outside the ring and he like hit him and he like sold it amazing. Like he was like knocked out but stiff, so like he kind of fell slowly. Yeah. So I honestly, it sounds awful to say, but I think this whole cancer thing, like the sympathy's gonna wear off very, very soon, and they'll just go back to hating him again.
Maybe, and that's
a really
sort of sad thing to think.
Shit,
really,
it's
isn't
awful.
It? Yeah,
but again, it's not. It's kind of not awful though, because again, it's gonna sound harsh, but just because you've had cancer doesn't mean that you should be cheered by all the fans. Like if you don't like him as a wrestler, and you don't like him as a wrestler, it doesn't matter what they've been through.
Yeah,
like it just seems a bit not cheap because it makes sense to do what they've done. And it was mint for him to come back and get like a massive applause and like cheer and pop from all the crowd, which was lovely. I loved it. Like even because again I wasn't a Roman fan. No. When he came back, I was like, mint this. I'm glad
nice
that he's glad that he's back. I'm glad that he's well. I'm glad that he's healthy.
Because he's a good worker.
Because you don't. Yeah, I mean,
he's really good at it.
Again, I say that's my new catchphrase. It's not real. Like you always forget that he's not an actual like dickhead.
Yeah.
You just don't like him because he got pushed to the moon too fast and people didn't like it. And I think if they're going to do the same thing again and put him into the title picture again, then it's going to make people a bit sour on him again.
I remember the first time when didn't he win the Rumble and they all wanted Daniel Bryan to win it or something. That's when the whole sort of thing started, maybe? I just remember seeing something, and it might have been at a Rumble match.
Well, it all went Pete Tong, didn't it? They did it the wrong way around, because when they wanted Bryan to win it, Batista won it.
Yeah.
Because Bryan wasn't even in the match, but Roman was the two last guys were Roman and Batista. And Batista threw Roman out, and the crowd just shit on it because they really wanted Roman to win.
Right.
And then the year after, Roman won it because they thought, they wanted Roman to win it, so we'll let him win it next time. Yeah. And then when he won it the second time around, they were just like, no, we don't like him anymore.
Because I remember it showed you something afterwards. It's actually on a documentary that they made about the Rumble, because it's a really good sort of 2-part thing, really. One of them's like the match and some good Rumble matches.
Yeah.
And there's another bit, maybe 40 minutes, maybe an hour, and it's all sort of like how the Rumble started and how it's Pat Patterson's an idea and all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it shows you something backstage where Michael Hayes is saying to Roman, it's not about this town, it's about the world. Just remember that. You might be getting booed here, but it's not about this one town. And then I'm like...
But when you're getting booed everywhere...
But he's getting booed everywhere now.
Yeah, it's not just this one town, is it?
It's not about... It is about the world, Michael.
That is literally what it's about. It's about the entire world's view on him.
I think he'll probably do well over on...
He just needs to put him in the mid-card for a little bit. Like, let him win the fucking... I mean, he won the IC title, didn't he?
He's going to take the title off of Kofi, isn't he, unfortunately?
Unfortunately, yes. I think so. Who else could take it off Kofi? I was thinking this the other day. I don't think the New Day implosion is going to happen for a long time now.
No. Not now. Big E's out. Unless they bring him back as a heel.
Yeah. Who would take it off him?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I was thinking they might give it him for a long time.
Give it Kofi for a long time.
Yeah. But then I was also thinking, probably not. They got the feel-good moment at Mania. I just think he's like a kind of like a flyover champion to get to the next guy that they want to be the top boy. I think just give him his moment as like a thank you almost for like what he's done. Like here's a title, like well done, thank you.
Yeah.
But like a transitional.
But the plan is
almost.
in 6 months this person's going to have it.
I think so, but I don't know who it's. It might be a Roman, but I don't know. I don't know who it's going to be. Where's Drew McIntyre now?
I think he's still on Raw.
Still on Raw, so that's done.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't see him. I've not seen anything about him being drafted anywhere else.
Not seen anything.
No,
because it's not on the website.
On Raw, they had that tag team match where AJ came out with Rollins and Roman Reigns, and they faced Corbin, Lashley, and McIntyre. And McIntyre did this big thing out of the ring when Roman's kind of on his knees and he's shouting at him and he's, giving him shit and stuff. And it was like, well, then there's still probably some legs in this sort of feud that they're having, but then he's just drafted him over to Raw and like, oh, that's it then, is it?
Yeah, it's just done now.
The end of that.
And they do it all the time, though, don't they? Like, they just cut runs. And it's like, why? Because I like Drew. I think he'll win the title off Rollins,
Yeah, I think he's the more sort of logical person going forward. That's I read that's sort of the next plan now. Is the next sort of title feud is going to be Rollins and Drew McIntyre.
I'd love that. He's just got he is the best to me. Like everything in the package is him.
What was it? Was it? I can't remember if it was him or not. But I think it was the guy who runs ICW, who was like, "How can you not love him? Look at him. He's like a Disney prince.
He literally is.
Yeah.
Like he's like fucking. What's the guy called out of that film? Out of Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
When he changes from the Beast into a real person.
No, the prince. Is it Bastian Gaston?
Something Gaston? Like that. Oh, okay. I don't know. I've probably seen it, but I don't watch Disney. I watched it when I was a little kid, but there's a guy. I think he's in that. I think might be called Gaston. Is that a waiter? Though? Is that a waiter? It's French for boy.
That's Garçon in it.
That's Garçon. Oh yeah.
It might be Garçon.
Brilliant.
It might be Gaston.
That's a Pulp Fiction, isn't it?
Yeah.
Garçon. And then that woman goes, Garçon is French for boy.
Yeah. It might be something like that. But he's like this really cocky like prince. That's like the best. And there's a song about him, and he's like he's just the shit. And he's just like he's massive and he's ripped and he's massitive and he just looks he looks amazing, like he's gorgeous, and he's just like that is Drew McIntyre, but as a wrestler instead, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't even know what his gimmick is though, Drew McIntyre.
I'm guessing he's just don't know, big tough guy,
just a big Scottish lad, isn't he?
Scottish lad, yeah.
But like, give him like a cockshow like attitude, like
I think he kind of does. He's got this.
He comes across like
they're giving him this sort of like Terminator kind of thing,
like kind of like that. But yeah, I think you should give him like a big like, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, and just let him like be very cocky about it, and then let him win the title, so it actually means that he legitimately is. Yeah, I think he'd have a good run with. How is he not Vince's wet dream? Like, how has he not already got a title? Like, I know he loves Reigns. Like, Reigns is like the ultimate man for him. But how is he not? They both got a similar look as well. Exactly. That's why he loves him. Yeah. That's probably why they put him in that title, that run together. Because Vince was like masturbating over the thought of them two wrestling each other. Like, he just couldn't believe that he'd got these two big lads to wrestle each other. So, like, for me, I think he could be the front runner for Raw. Yeah. Because again, like we're saying, Raw's really not got many people left now. No, I think out of all this, SmackDown's probably come out of it with the better roster. Yeah. Mate. There's nobody left on Raw. There's nobody left anymore. Like, I think it'll be main title picture, like Universal title picture. You've got obviously Rollins as a champion. You've got the next program will be him and Drew McIntyre. And then AJ's probably going to figure into that. So you've got Drew, Rollins, AJ. I hope Andrade. Maybe The Miz. Yeah, potentially. I'd like to see Miz with the Miz has paid his dues with that decent sort of program he had with Shane. He's not done anything wrong. Like his fucking run with Dolph Ziggler was so good. Where is Dolph Ziggler? No idea. Couldn't tell you. I honestly don't know. Can't remember last time I saw him wrestle. Because it was with Drew, wasn't he? Yeah. For a while. And then Drew turned on him. I couldn't tell you. I loved that program that they had together because they were literally like... Dolph and Miz? No, Dolphin Ziggler. Sorry, Dolphin Ziggler. Ziggler and McIntyre. Dolphin Ziggler? They were literally like... They could have been the next sort of Shawn Michaels and Diesel. Yeah, if they wanted it to be. Yeah, they could have been. That could have been perfect. It could have been a good run. Yeah, I don't know. There's just not many people. I think there's maybe 4 or 5 guys that I would put in the main title scene. Yeah. And again, obviously, there's only ever 2 people wrestling in the main title scene, but they haven't got much options to like rotate people out and put new guys in when people win the title.
With the SmackDown side of things, they've done that. When AJ was having a feud with Samoa Joe, that kind of lasted a good series, and then it moved on to Daniel Bryan. And SmackDown always seems to have had the better main title feuds with people and a deeper roster to work with.
Yeah.
But that's probably because Brock has been such a beast over on Raw that there's no one else who can face up with him.
No.
Apart from Roman, who's the big push, and probably could have been Braun, but then he just got. I don't know. They just sort of painted themselves into a corner with him and didn't really know
But it's just what they always
to do.
Yeah. I don't know what they're going to do with Braun now.
No, and this is another thing. It's like, has he done something?
It's the one trouble with being big is that you're not many options for you to wrestle people. Like Brock was big, but he was still kind of short, and you could actually hit moves on him. Braun's just massive.
I was listening to
how's Rollins going to pick him up?
I was listening to Edge and Christian's podcast, might have been today actually, and they were talking about the match that Brock had and how he demanded that he went on first and stuff, and apparently that's all come from a flare up with him and him and McMahon backstage.
Yeah.
That he was like, I want to be on last. I'm like, well, you're not, because we've advertised this for weeks. Don't be silly.
That's not how it works.
So I want to be on first then.
Yeah.
That's the whole, that's great. If you're not on last, you should go on first, and I get that.
Yeah.
But Brock's a great worker. He sells for you if it's the right person. He works a good match.
He loves to. He does. He's like, he like we always say it. If he wants to.
Yeah.
Like if he
like
likes
the match he had with Samoa Joe, or was it like Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view or something, or whenever it was?
It was Great Balls
and
of
Fire. It was a really good match.
So I think
because apparently Brock went backstage afterwards and was like, "I want that again." He was really good.
I think if he wants it, it's always money, because it's just he just oozes like fucking charisma when he does it.
Because you don't know where it's going to go. Like it could quickly go wrong in the ring. He could just.
He could
literally just go into business for himself and just.
It's a risky thing, isn't it, to book him as like, to put the title on him when he's as lunatic as he is.
Let's say they work some program with Brock and let's say Aleister Black, and Brock just sort of whispers to the ref, and the ref just goes, "You're just going to get Germans now, Aleister, for about 10 minutes."
Yeah.
Because that's what Brock wants to do.
What he wants to do.
And that's what he'll do. And if you don't, he'll just stop selling and he'll just take the match into his own hands.
Yeah.
So there's always
you've got no options.
That makes it more exciting.
Yeah, in a sadistic kind of way.
He can just do what he wants here.
Do what he wants.
He just can do what he wants, and you're almost relieved that he's had a good match afterwards.
Yeah, but how fucking nervous must Vince be every single time he goes out? Like if he's going out against Rollins, and they've gone right, you're dropping the title to Rollins, and he's like, I don't think it's a good idea. And they're like, no, we have to do it. It's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to. I don't like Rollins. I don't like X, Y, or Z. And they're like, no, you're dropping it. This is the finish. Go and do it.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, all right, no worries. And they get out there and just literally beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And pin him. Like, either knock him out or just hold him down for a 3 count.
Yeah.
And then come back and be like, wait, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Didn't you lob the title at Vince after that?
That was
match?
last year's Mania, yeah.
After Mania.
Yeah.
Like, he just went in and
threw the title
at
at
him.
After big. Well, that I was going to kind of lead on to that really, because I think the whole plan for that match was for Roman to win anyway.
I don't know.
I think that was the plan, because there were these really sort of strong rumours that Brock's going, and he's only because he's had this issue, hasn't he, with UFC, where they're a bit like,
there's been all sorts
maybe
of
not
shit
going to be
with
using him
UFC.
now. But I think the plan was always for Roman to take the title at last year's Mania. And I think leading up to maybe even the week before, even the day, they just went, actually, we're just going to flip it round and we're going to keep Brock retaining. That match was just, it was awful. It was, the crowd were chanting boring. They weren't into it.
Everybody hated it.
Everybody hated it. But when Brock won, there was a
big pop.
Because
they just didn't want Roman to win. Like just drastically, like just couldn't think of anything.
And I guess as sort of fans in that sort of situation there, you're torn with, well, we don't like Brock because he's never here.
Yeah.
And we don't want Roman because he's been pushed, and we decide who's getting pushed.
Yeah. I think again it's just like that one mind mentality of they don't listen to the crowd.
No.
And I think again, you might be right in what you're saying, like they want the original plan was for Roman to win, but they might have thought, I reckon like the writers or Vince has gone, nah, what we'll do is we'll have Brock win and it'll get major heat on Brock and we'll leave Roman like bloodied in the ring and people like, it'll be like an Austin, like the Austin fucking
double turn almost.
And it just hasn't,
and then
they pinned him and the crowd popped massively because what everybody thought, and I thought it watching it, I thought he's gonna Roman's gonna hulk up at the last second, hit a Superman punch, hit a spear, and pin him for the title. And when he didn't, and Brock actually covered him, people were like, "Oh, Mint, wicked, bro, there we go, like this is good." Like they shit on the match for 20 minutes, whatever it were, because they were unlike dead set in the mind.
Well, it was the last match to go on.
Exactly,
I remember watching it, and I was like, "Oh, we know what's going to happen."
Yeah, exactly.
And then it kind of got towards the end,
and you see it coming,
and you're a bit like, "Ooh."
I wasn't even like that. I just thought he's going to hit 5 F5s and keep kicking out, and he'll get up, he'll hit a Superman punch, hit a spear, and that'll be the finish. And then when it's like, he kicks out the next one, you're like, yeah, here we fucking go. Kicks out the next one, yeah, here we go. Like, it's going to come. And all the crowd were thinking the exact same thing. The minute the bell rung, they were like, well, we all know Roman's going to win. We all hate him. So we're just going to shit on this match. And then it finished, and obviously Brock retained, and the crowd just couldn't believe that he won. So they're like, oh, Mint, like, we like this. And then Brock obviously went back.
They weren't celebrating Brock winning, they were celebrating Roman losing.
100%. 100%. And it was like, so I saw the clip of him walking backstage and just throwing the title.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, shit.
Vince shouting asshole at him.
Yeah. Which is fucking brilliant, that. I love that.
Yeah.
Did you see that clip with him and Rollins backstage?
No. From this year's Mania?
I don't know when it's from. I don't know what match it's from. But when I don't know what it's from. I'll try and find it. I'll send it to you. But it's like Vince has sat in his seat that he's always sat in, and like Rollins walks in and is like, "You like that shit, motherfucker?" Like to Vince, and Vince is like, "Oh, I love it." He like gives him a massive hug and like pats him on the back, and they're like, they just apparently like Vince loves Rollins, like he's absolutely loves him.
Have you ever seen
like,
the?
It's like, and then somebody tweeted like, "Who can call Vince a motherfucker and get away with it?" Like it's just nobody can do that.
Have you ever seen? I think it was a match maybe between, I don't know if it was Jericho and Owens, but it was part of that sort of 365 series where they follow a wrestler.
It was the Mania match. The Owens Jericho Mania match.
Yeah,
and Vince hated it.
Yeah, because Owens goes backstage and just goes, "Are we good?" And he just goes, "Nope."
No, I just didn't like it.
God, crushed him.
Yeah, like what else could you? What did you do at that point? Yeah. Like why? Like well, why? Like
why not?
He's like,
I haven't got time for this. There's another match on. I'll tell you later.
Yeah. You've got to sit and think about why you hated it.
Imagine that.
It'd be horrible, wouldn't it? Boss, like of all people, I know if your boss were like unhappy, you'd be annoyed anyway.
Yeah.
But Vince McMahon of
Imagine
all
the most powerful man in wrestling, in the sport that you love doing, just going no, and not giving you a reason.
Anything why?
I mean, I know like that's probably not the time, but
of course it's not. But even still. It's weird, isn't it? I love that fly on the wall stuff. Like, I love it.
I'd like to have seen the one. Have you seen the interview with Pat McAfee about what he wore at Mania?
No.
So he wore like a tuxedo, but he had shorts. He had these trousers made into shorts, which I get. It's a bit of a gimmick. He's an ex-NFL player. Yeah. It's kind of funny. He's a bit quirky, whatever. Yeah. So he was supposed to have 5 rehearsals before he went out.
Yeah.
And do the whole piece with I think it might have been Caleb, it might have been Kathy Kelly, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But they're doing a whole piece about the staging and all this kind of thing. And apparently they were sort of sat, and it's like 5 minutes to go in live, or maybe 10 minutes to go in live to the kickoff show starting. And Michael Cole comes back and sees what he's wearing and just rips him.
Nice.
But in front of everybody.
Brilliant.
Like Michael Cole just goes, "I told you, don't wear fucking, mate, you're presentable, you look like shit." And like Pat McAfee's like, "I'm out of here. I don't need you talking to me like that. I'm here, like, I've got my own career. I'm here to help you out, whatever." Yeah. So he said they went off and everything, and he goes, "I'm going to this little media room where we're supposed to be doing the watch-along." So he's like, "I thought that's my night over." He's like, "I literally told my friends who were there, like, get your stuff, I'm going."
Yeah.
The guy who kind of runs the digital department came back, and he's like, "I'm not sticking around after he's talked to me like that. Like, that's ridiculous." And he's like, "Right, hang on a minute. Just give me a minute." So the guy goes to Vince with a photo of LeBron James in a tuxedo with shorts, and he goes, "That's what he's kind of going for."
Yeah.
And Vince McMahon goes, "Yeah, I know what that is. He's like, I'm cool. I know what that looks like. That's fine. Yeah, you can wear that."
Yeah.
What they were pissed off about is because then Vince turned on Michael Cole and said, what's going on?" And he said, "Well, he's got to be out. He's on stage. We're showing the big screen." And then Vince McMahon goes to Michael Cole, "We told you you're not showing the big screen. We show the big screen after the first match or whenever it was. That's when the big screen is being shown.
Right.
You're not doing a piece to camera on the kickoff show with them having their backs to the screen." So Michael Cole came in and just apologized.
Did he?
He's like groveling apology. No, like, really, I'm really, really sorry. Pat McAfee's like, "Okay, that's all right, fair enough. And he said, so that's why the piece that him and Kathy Kelly did, they had the back to the crowd.
Yeah, they did.
Because
see the big screen.
Vince was like, "You're not showing the screen,"
Until
and
the
so
show
Michael
starts.
Cole just ended up
That's hilarious.
showing off in front of everybody in Gorilla,
Yeah.
and then getting absolutely
That's so
arse handed
good.
to him by Vince
I love
afterwards.
that. I just love it. I just love that. Oh, it's just brilliant. Like
It's like school, isn't it?
It is
It's
literally
mad.
like school. It's like an ed teacher and like you just come in and just rip it into you.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it. Like it's
Yeah.
just so funny. Like you just be like,
Like, part of me be like, if that was me, because I'm no good in that situation, when I feel someone's having a go at me and it's not anything for any good reason, they're just showing off.
Yeah.
I'm really bad in that situation. I would have, fair play to Mac, I would have had a go back. I would have been like, you're only fucking showing off in front of everybody. You're only doing it because Vince is here, and then that'd be it. You'd be out and all this kind of whatever.
Yeah.
So fair play for him to sort of, staying calm and whatever and all that kind of thing. But then how he just switched on him.
I couldn't think of what worse than just getting on the Vince's wrong side.
I know.
There's that.
Have you heard the story about when he went and interrupted, I think it was Tajiri and Rhino in a house show?
Right.
It might have been Madison Square Garden, just when they used to run the house shows there.
Yeah.
Apparently they were just phoning the match in that bad. It was so bad that Vince walked to the ring and went, "Get out of the ring."
Really?
And just stopped the match and marched them off.
That's amazing.
It was such a bad match. He just went, I'm not having that. Get out.
Absolutely love him. I just think I couldn't think of what worse than
Mad,
getting on
innit?
his wrong side.
Absolutely
like,
mental.
There's that footage of. It's like, do you know when you can get into the satellites that are like running Raw?
Yeah.
And you can get it in between the commercials. Like you can still carry on watching it in between the commercials on like certain.
Oh, okay, yeah,
like
yeah.
If you get
yeah,
the cross channels.
Yeah.
And there's like.
It's like the feed they do to sort of like army bases in football. They don't have.
Yeah.
So like there was a really sort of well-known story of like a football match that was being shown, and the army bases were getting it, but they got all in the commercials at half time. They could hear everything the commentators were saying to each other.
It's the same thing.
So
it's Michael Cole like speaking to Vince on the headset.
Yeah,
and he's
just
like asking him a question. And he's like,
yeah.
and then you don't hear what Vince says, but Vince obviously didn't like what he said, and he's like, yes sir, yes sir, sorry sir. I just wondered if you. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, sir.
Because he starts off, doesn't he, saying, "I don't. How many times am I saying this? I've said it 100 times."
He's like, "Hey Vince," he's like, "Vince, am I saying this again? Like, do I keep?" He's like, he's like, "Yeah, okay, sorry, sir." Like, just like immediately fucks up and like knows that he's fucked up. Like, I couldn't think of all. And again, people shit on Michael Cole. Fair play to him for doing however long he did on Mania, like 8 hours with Vince shouting in your ear for like trying to talk, listen to whoever sat next to you, and then also having Vince in your headset talking to you and directing you. I just don't know how he does it. Like he's fucking mint at what he does. But no, I just think he's hilarious. Somebody put a photo on of Vince and his gorilla in his table, and he's got about 8 boxes of tissues, just like loads of boxes of tissues, like all sat around him. And so he was like, why? Why does he have this many
bottles of water?
Like, why does he have this many tissues? Like, there's about 9 boxes of just Kleenex, just like in different locations.
Like, sort of famously likes that though, doesn't he? He kind of likes if you kind of stand up for yourself or you show some kind of like
in the right way. I think he does. Like, if you do it in the right way,
I'm not having that.
If you do it in the right way, I think he appreciates the ballsiness of it. Because he is ballsy himself. Anyway. I think he's like monkey see, monkey do almost. Like he loves seeing people do it, but you've got to be like the right person to say it. I don't think you can just say it because you want to say it.
Yeah.
Like if you're like some jobber who's heard the stories that Vince loves it when you stand up to him. Yeah. You'd be like, "You're not wrestling. You're fired. Like, don't talk to me. Like, get out." But like if it's
you
like
earned your stripes almost.
But if it's like Rollins and Rollins like trying to give Rollins a shit program, you can like knock on his door and be like, "We're not doing that. Like we're not doing this." He'd be like, "Okay, I like that.
Come on,
like,
then let's work out.
Let's figure this out." Like I do like that about him. I think it's mint that he's.
There's a story of it was in. Was it Justin Roberts' autobiography? And he said that Vince once called all of the production team, everybody, cooks, seamstresses, everybody into this little room, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, what's happening?" And it was just to show them a video on YouTube of that someone had like edited Undertaker and Kane and put them with like like Naomi and Fingy's entrance where they were cheerleaders and they converted them to them.
And he could not think of it. Was brilliant. He thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever seen in the world. Yeah,
and just wanted to show everybody.
I love
crazy.
That. He's a mental man. There's that one where they had that like production meeting with all the wrestlers, and he was like, "Anybody got any questions?" And somebody stood up, like a black guy stood up and asked a question. And Vince just went, "Excellent point, Shelton." And it wasn't Shelton Benjamin. It was some other guy. And just like, but then like at that point, what do you say? Like you can't be like, "I'm not Shelton, Vince." You just sit back down and just carry on. I think it was it might have been Kurt Hawkins telling the story on like a U-Shoot interview or something like that. He's like, "What's the funniest memory you got of Vince?" And he just like, as soon as he says, "What's the funniest memory of Vince?" he just starts pissing himself. And he's like, production meeting, all the wrestlers are there. He does like his massive speech. He's like, "Anybody got any questions?" And it's one like, I forgot who it was. I'm trying to think of some like other black wrestlers that like maybe look a little bit like
Devon or something.
Nah, it was somebody. I forgot who it were, but like somebody stood up and like asked a question. He went, "Excellent point, Shelton," and all the boys just started laughing. Like everyone was just pissing themselves. And I think it was like a young like green guy, like some like early days. So like it couldn't be like. I'm not Cole Shelton. I think he just sat back down and just carried on, and like everybody's laughing, and Vince is just like no idea why anybody's finding it so funny.
And now he's just like, oh, I'm gonna get Cole Shelton.
Yeah, he's like, that's my name now.
That's it. Change my name on my passport.
I just think he's hilarious. Like he doesn't like sneezing. That's probably why he's got so many tissues. Like
he doesn't like it. No, he's a proper germaphobe. He doesn't believe he doesn't believe in people getting ill.
He hates sneezing. He doesn't like cucumbers. No, that's Taker doesn't like cucumbers, isn't it?
Apparently he's afraid of them. Yeah.
There's some mental stories about like things that.
Cleanliness and being sick and stuff like that. He doesn't like.
He loves like childish like humor.
Yeah.
Like when he's on the Stone Cold podcast on the network.
Right.
And he was like saying like, watch like I don't know what the question was that Stone Cold asked, but Vince is saying like how he'd push people into his pool at his house, and he just couldn't think of anything that was funnier than that. Like he was one of the funniest things in the world. Like a big kid. Like he'd push people into the pool and just like on the floor rolling on the like in tears laughing, and people were just like. Like,
thanks for that.
Like, cheers, Vince. And he's just like, just like laughing on the floor.
For a meeting, but I ain't got to change your clothes.
Like, just absolutely pissing themselves.
I'm about to have a meeting saying that WCW are really ruining us in the ratings.
They're killing us.
We're actually, we could go under.
Yeah, sat around the poolside in suits and just like, into the pool.
We can't use WF anymore, Vince. That's what I've come to tell you.
No, man. It's like, Vince, I've come 8 hours, Vince.
It's worked for him, hasn't it? So.
It has worked. Like, at the end of the day, you can't knock anything that he's done, whether it be fucking lunatic, stupid, funny. At the end of the day, he's still the head of $1 billion company that's like doing well. So like you can't even knock him.
Can't knock him. He's brilliant.
He's the funniest man of all time.
We'll probably miss him when he's not around anymore because he's never going to retire.
He'll never retire. He'll retire when he's dead. Like he'll die, and that'll be the end of it. Like I can't. It's going to be devastating. I think
it's going to be weird because everyone's grown up with him.
Literally, like he was a character on TV, wasn't he? Like he was. Like
I remember when he was a commentator. And before everyone knew who he'd taken the show over. Well,
they had like President
he was who he was and stuff.
Running it almost. Yeah, air quotes. But it's going to be really sad. And I think the one thing that upsets me the most is that in Vince's head, he's not got enough time to like write an autobiography. Like he ain't got any time to do any of that stuff. No. So we'll never have like. There's probably so many stories that he's got that we'll just never know the actual. Like we'll never hear him. Like it'll just be like they'll die when he dies.
There's
like,
so much.
Never come back.
Yeah,
I'd love for him to write a book, but again, like he don't sleep. He just works out.
No, and I don't think he sort of believes any of that anyway. I think that'd be too much of. I know there's a lot more of behind the sort of fourth wall kind of thing now, but I think that might be too much for him. I think that's too much of him letting himself out there for people.
He's very closed off, isn't he? He doesn't really show any emotion. Like he cried in that Andre documentary.
Right. Yeah.
Like maybe like one tear, literally one tear might have like left his eye, and you could tell that he weren't happy that it were happening. Like he hates showing emotion. Like he really does not like it at all.
He was he got really choked up in the. Have you seen the documentary that This Was the XFL? So he gets really choked up at the end of that because at the end of it, he's having dinner with Dick Ebersol, who he ran XFL with and I ran NBC and stuff like that, and I think Dick, one way, what it was, whichever way around it was, I think Dick Ebersol said, "I've left you sort of as the guardian for my children when I die."
Right.
And Vince was just like,
oh, no.
didn't know what to do. Like, really, like touched by it and almost like, right, move on, stop talking.
Yeah. That's what he does. I think that's what he does in that Andre thing. He's just like, he asked me a different question or something like that. I think he says something. I can't remember what he says because they're talking about how. Like when Andre died, like how hurt he was and how injured he was, obviously, and I think there's that. Have you seen the documentary?
No, I've not. No, I'm just thinking I need to watch it.
It is unbelievably good.
Yeah,
but there's a guy that travelled with him on the road, like he was his tour agent almost.
Okay,
but they would drive together. They do everything together. And this guy, it's horrible to watch. Like it's so upsetting to watch. He's like this old man now, obviously, back in the day when obviously Andre was around. They show photos throughout it.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, he's a good looking lad and he's like strapped and he's looking well. And then it's like on the documentary, he's quite old. He's got like a bit of a toe on. He's got like massive glasses that make his eyes look a lot bigger than what they are.
Okay.
And obviously Andre died in a hotel on his own in France. Like, and he's like, he's like the one thing that keeps you up at night is that Andre, like, he died alone, like he had nobody with him, and this guy, he just starts crying, and I cry at adverts, I've said numerous times, but I was just sat there literally sobbing watching this documentary, and then obviously it shows you Vince, then Vince starts crying, and I'm like, even Vince is crying, like, I just start crying my eyes out. Like, it's, honestly, watch it, it's fucking, there's some hilarious stuff, some like really interesting stuff. There's a thing with obviously Hogan. Do you know the WrestleMania 3 match?
Yeah.
Like, Hogan wrote it out.
Okay.
Like, word for move for move. Like, move by move. And there's a photo of it. Of, like, he got a notepad and just wrote every single thing down that was going to happen. And went to Vince and showed it Vince. And Vince was like, yeah, cool, we'll do that. We're happy with that. But I'd love to get my hands on that. But it's like, it shows you pictures of it. And obviously, Andre didn't want to come back. Yeah. He was hurt. He had a hip replacement.
Yeah,
he was in a bad way.
Was he?
And Vince had to, like, literally just convince him utterly to come back and do it, and you can tell that Vince is like unbelievably grateful, like ridiculously grateful for, because that match kind of started the boom, didn't it? Almost.
Well, it was one of the things that we wrote for RGM, like the sort of best of the best of Mania, and that was up there, and it wasn't, looking back at it, it's nothing spectacular, but Hogan,
it wasn't really anything
body slamming Andre the Giant, and the crowd reaction was crazy, and they still, to this day, that's in the video packages at the start. When they do that then now forever thing, that's
it's always there.
Still there.
Like, it's one of the biggest moments, and you can tell that Vince, like I say, watch the documentary if you're not seeing it, to anybody. It's just interesting to get an inside look of it all, like how old school, like how it all used to work in the old school days and stuff. But Vince, you can just tell Vince is, and again, it's like, goes back to what we were saying, like, you think he's a lunatic and you think he's just this fucking mental man. But in, like, deep down, he's got a heart almost. Like, and he's, like I say, he loves kids. Like, he loves Triple H's grandkids. Like, he loves his grandkids more than life. Like, he's proper grateful for what Andre did. Like, he's helped so many people out. Obviously, he pays for, like, treatment for loads of guys and, like, rehab and all this kind of stuff. Like, because they all pretty much got him to where he is.
It's always the thing of, if you leave on good terms with him, there's always a door open back for you.
Always a door. No matter what it is, like, you can get you a job for doing something.
And if he could have... If he can sort of reconcile with people like Warrior and stuff like that, then
exactly, anything can happen, can't it?
That's it.
But like I say, like, I think it comes across that, like, it was him that built this industry. And it was, but without the guys that wrestled them matches for him, we'd never have got anywhere. And you can tell that he knows it almost, and he knows that it's true.
Definitely,
he's a crazy guy.
Great.
We have to do a full episode.
We'll have to.
We'll find some, like, mental stories.
We'll do some research on
Vince.
The only research we ever do.
Probably. No, we just wing it, but Vince, you got to look into Vince.
You can catch us at The Lights Pod on Twitter, Staring at the Lights on Instagram, rgm.press for the things that we write there as well.
Where are we going next week?
And then next Saturday, 27th in Liverpool, it's the, I forgot what it's called.
I have no idea what it's called.
For, like, Love of Wrestling, I think it's called. And somehow, we've got 2 press passes for it.
Because we're actual journalists, right?
Gets us in, and if we can interview people that are there.
Potentially.
We
don't know.
We've not got all the details, but I've been told we can do that.
To be fair, I'd be happy with just standing at a forum, like, looking at a wrestler.
I just want to see him in real life.
Just, like, looking at Scott Hall stood across.
Because Scott Hall's there. It's the last...
Scott Hall, Bret Hart,
it's the last thing that Undertaker's doing, sort of independently. Jericho's there. Ted DiBiase's there.
There's a lot of guys.
Pete Dunne will be there as well, which would be cool. There, so, we're looking forward to that.
Worst case scenario, I just stand at the back of the convention hall and just, like, look at Scott Hall and be like, oh, that's Scott Hall.
Even if we don't get any interviews, we'll take loads of pictures and...
We'll make a video.
We'll do something.
We'll do a full video of it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be good.
Right, that's it. We'll see you later.
Mint.